Insomnia treatment case study. Yo, do you know what surgeons, check this, surgeons, sleep loss, and the Flash, all of these three things have in common? Well, one man that we're gonna examine tonight or today with his insomnia treatment. His name is Justin Chambers. You may have heard of him as Dr. Alex Karev from Grey's Anatomy. He's played there from season 1 to, I believe, all the seasons. One of those characters that is so good that they keep him for years over and over and over again. And here's where sleep loss comes into play. Back in 2006, Dr. Alex Karev, or Justin Chambers, he was playing in Grey's Anatomy back then, but what he really wanted to do is play as the Flash in the upcoming Flash movie. However, there was a little bit of a problem that most people didn't know about, and it was this. Justin Chambers was not sleeping. He reported that towards the end of 2006, he said that he would only sleep about some weeks, he would only get 1 hour of sleep. So that continued for 2 months, he going into chronic insomnia, and finally he decided, hey, I gotta fix this, I gotta take care of this problem, and that's what he did. In January in 2007, he went into UCLA's, let me check it out, what was it called? UCLA's Medical Center, UCLA's Medical Sleep Center, to get treated there. And now, in this episode and the next few episodes, maybe 1 or 2 more episodes, what we're gonna do is do a kind of a case study on his treatment. Did he get cured? Did he get that role in the Flash movie? Well, let's examine that, because hey, he wants to play the Flash, the most energetic superhero of all. But if you're sleep deprived, how do you play somebody who is super energetic? People are gonna laugh at you, right? You can't do that shit. So, big goal there. Let's see, did he get cured? So, once he went in January 2007 in UCLA, what Justin Chambers found out was that UCLA, they have a 3-step system for curing insomnia that they use. And tonight we'll begin with the first step, which is UCLA's 5 do's. First one, sleep environment enhancement. UCLA says you want a dark sleep environment, you want a quiet sleep environment, and you want a cool sleep environment to sleep in. And as you're hearing this, a dark room, a quiet room, a cool room, you may think to yourself, well, you've heard those things, right? It's not anything revolutionary, it's nothing new, it's normal sleep hygiene stuff. But what I want to explore with you in the next few minutes is that actually a good thing? All these things, the being in pitch black and super quietness, or is it a bad thing instead? Can it actually hurt your sleep? Well, let me share a story with you, a personal story. This was back in my rooftop jumping days when I was, jumping on rooftops and enjoying life to the fullest with my friends. And in the winter time, however, My family, we were trying to reduce our money costs. So I would go in the summer, I would sleep in my own room, but in the winter time, I would go and sleep in my parents' bedroom. And that was a problem to my sleep because my mom or my dad, whoever was there, they would watch a TV. They would put on the TV, this big screen TV. The light from the TV, it came right to me, just showering me with that blue light from the TV screen. Not just blue light, but also just a light. It was a lot of light coming in towards my way. It definitely wasn't a pitch black environment. So that was one. The second thing was, it was loud. If my dad had the remote, he would have a soccer match on play, and the commentators, they would sometimes get very, very loud. They would shout whenever someone scored a goal. What does the commentator do? He says, "Go!" And do you think that's a good thing when you're trying to fall asleep? Of course not. So, what happened? Was I able to fall asleep in that place with the light and with the noise? Well, at first, no. The first few nights I was there, I had very shitty sleep. I can remember it to this day. It gives me tears on my eyes, just joking. But I had bad sleep. I would wake up and I would be very, very tired in the morning. But something very interesting happened just a few days after that. After 3-4 days at my parents' or us all three being in the same bedroom, I started getting drowsy, even though the TV screen was showering me with all my light. I would still get drowsy. And what I discovered after a week was that the noise, the light, it did not bother me at all. I could very, very easily fall asleep, even with those commentators shouting. And I realized my brain, and your brain also, is very, very plastic. It learns, it can adapt to so many things, including noise and light. And now the question, of course, becomes, what if you've had insomnia or sleep loss for longer than 3-4 days? What if you've had it for 3-4 weeks or months or even years? Can you still get rid of that shit? Can your brain still adapt? Well, here's the thing. This is really, really interesting, and maybe you've tried it, especially if you've had sleep loss for, let's say, 3-4 years, or maybe even 20 years or so. And you've probably tried different things at this point, like sleep pills, and maybe you've tried different techniques to relax yourself, or maybe even some trainings online or with others. And maybe they've worked a little bit, but not really cured your insomnia. Maybe it came back, rebounded, as people in the sleep community say. So, what's the problem? What's going on? Here's what's going on. The problem is the sleep recording, is the sleep playback. See, insomnia, once sleep loss goes into insomnia, it records not in your neocortex, but in your subconscious. And because it records there, as soon as it's there, it keeps playing back. It's like, imagine you hear Baby Shark on YouTube. I still remember I heard that song just once, about a few months ago. And then, for 2 days straight, that song was stuck in my mind. What happens when bad sleep gets, with bad sleep, which is weeks and weeks and weeks mounted on each other of bad sleep, and that goes into your subconscious, it becomes a pattern or a recording. Your subconscious creates a recording of that experience, and as long as it's there, as long as it stays there, it can replay it at any time. So what do we do about it? We just gotta delete that. We gotta delete that, and as soon as we do, we get back to good sleep at night. So that's it there. Now, going back to my point here with Oculus program. So dark, quiet, cool. How much do you want to go with the dark and the cool? My point there was that you don't need to sleep with a sleep mask, and also have a white noise machine, and also have earplugs, and also have a freaking headphones on your head to block all the noise. Why? Or as Dan Posner says, who is a sleep scientist, who's been a sleep scientist for years and years, he says, if you do all these things, if you focus too much on your sleep environment, you become paranoid. And he advises to never focus too much on those things. Those things are whispers. Not when it comes to getting your shit done with sleep, there are shouts and there are whispers, things that don't really matter. The shouts, the big things, those things are the ones that matter, like freaking deleting the thing, not trying to pile things on your plate, but clearing the plate of the bad sleep loss, or of the sleep playback recording from your subconscious. That's the thing that gets the shit done. With sleep environment, yeah, generally speaking, you want a dark room, you want relatively noiseless room, but no need to go too overboard. I've slept in a light environments, like, have you ever slept in a train or a bus or anything like that? It's totally normal to do it. So yes, you want a darker environment, but don't ever get too boggled by that. It's not a big thing. It's not as big of a thing as some people make it out to be. When it comes to temperature, the only thing I would say though is temperature. Yeah, generally speaking, you want it to be around 18 degrees. That's kind of a thing simply because it's connected with your body. Your body's core temperature, it drops during the night to so that at around 18 degrees Celsius, that's a good temperature. And so what do you do? If you have a thermostat, just do 18 degrees. Or if you don't, like me, I don't really use thermostats. What I do simply, well, what I used to do, sometimes I would have an extra blanket by my bed. And typically I don't really use it, to be honest. I just have it there, just in case it gets too cold, which it does once in a month, let's say. So if you want that I would recommend you do just have an extra blanket, just in case it gets a little bit colder during the night in those winter times. That's all. So that is Oculus. From Oculus 5 do's, that was number 1. What are the others? Well, that's what we're gonna find out next episode. What are those? And is Justin Chambers gonna get back to a good sleep? Is he gonna get the role as the Flash? Or hey, almost forgot. For next time, I don't know exactly when we're gonna have our next episode, because I'm moving, as you may have noticed, a lot of things on our sleep channel around, with a lot of new series coming up. So I don't know exactly when our next episode in the case study of Justin Chambers is gonna be uploaded. So make sure you click the notification bell so that as soon as our next episode airs, you get notified. So my name is Vulcan, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye bye.